Well, welcome. We'll probably have some more kind of popping in here a little bit. I know some of these names on here, so nice to see you guys. So I initially need to get started with just this disclosure thing real quick, and then I'll pop back on. So let me get this started here, and then I'll pop my screen back on, so we can talk for just a few. So.
Exchange and futures trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
Perfect. All right.
Due to federal
No. Okay. So I want to just throw this up here for right now. I'm going to put the camera back on here for these first few minutes while we kind of talk together, so you guys can get to know me just a little bit before we kind of get into some teaching. So me as a trader, I started with these guys as far as coaching. April was 4 years. So about 4.5 years, I've been on the coaching, teaching, mentoring side. For me, I needed to find something else to make money, to help support my family, as well as to give me more time with my family. And so when I first started, I was doing recruiting. So I was working with high school kids that were trying to play sports in college, which is my true passion. My degree is in coaching. And so I thought I really thought that was going to be my career until, I was married, I had 3 kids, and we could barely financially make it work. And so I started to look for something else as far as, something to do from home, something to make some extra money, something to help provide for my family. And so here we are now, coaching for the last 4.5 years. It's been the best decision that I've ever made for my family. I always like to get started by telling people trading is not easy. It's not overnight. It's not something that you can do quickly and fast, but it's also not something that's going to take you a decade to learn how to do. And if you're willing to put time, effort, and discipline into this, it can really, really, really change not only your guys' own personal lives, but it could change those around you. And so to me, that's why I get so excited to do not only these webinars, but to do the one-on-one training and to build friendships, relationships with traders. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew a little bit about me before we kind of got started there. So with that being said, I'm going to turn off the screen that has me on it. I don't think you guys want to stare at me all night, and we're going to get back to just looking at the indicators and kind of going from there. I will tell you, so some of you guys have already typed in. Please, let's make this as interactive as possible. So if I say something, if something doesn't make sense, if you want more clarity, if you just have a question about something, please type it in. I've done this long enough. I know that if you have the question, somebody else did. So if you type it in, we'll make sure we get it answered. I've got it on another screen. I can read them off while we're kind of going. But other than that, I'm going to stop this screen share. And we're going to come over here. So I want to make sure if somebody can type in, can you guys see kind of these marks that I'm drawing on the screens? Can somebody, we can see those. Okay, Good. I just want to make sure we got it correct for when we get to that point. Other than that, I want to start out with some very, very simple, basic things. So some of you guys have been around, you know, for a day, for 2 weeks, for, you know, you're coming close to the end of your trial. I want to try to make sure that I get something in here for everybody. So I am going to cover some really, really, really easy, simple things. And then we'll kind of get to some different stuff. So here for the first few minutes, if this is if this is a review for you or you already know how to do it, don't doze off on me too fast. I promise it's only going to be a couple minutes, and then we'll get into some other stuff. But I want to kind of talk about not only placing trades, take profits, stop loss, and those kind of things. So let's get going with that. So on here, let me grab a different color. Let's grab this one. So if we are going to look to try to take a buy, we would want to click on this button. So I know that you guys have watched your Lite course videos, and I know that it talks about, you know, clicking up here, using the new order button, and then being able to have, you know, if we click on the new order, then we can actually pop open, we could type in our stop loss, type in our take profit, and then click buy or sell. I try to do things as simple as possible in the beginning. And so the way I kind of teach people is, I think it's easier right now while we're trying to figure out indicators, while we're trying to figure out the market, while we're trying to figure out, you know, how all this kind of works. I always like to use the click and drag method. And so by doing that, I'm going to switch this up here so we don't really do anything. But if we were to think that the market is going to go up, we're going to click on the buy button. If we think the market is going to go down, we're going to click on the sell button. So for me, I always try to draw things out very easily. I promise you, I don't write like a 4-year-old. I'm trying to do this with the mouse, so bear with me when I'm drawing stuff on the screen. Don't think too bad of me while you kind of see how bad my handwriting is going to look. But on a buy for the 2-chart trade that you guys have already watched, that should have been video number 6 that you watched on the Lite courses, or for the strategy that I'm going to teach tonight, we're going to use the same take profit and the same stop loss, so the same ratios. So on a buy, we're going to want to click and drag up, and I'll show it to you. We'll talk about it, but we're going to go up 30, and then we're going to want to click and drag down 90, and then on a sell, we're just going to do it opposite. So we're going to click and drag down 30, and then we're going to click and drag up 90. Now, I promise, if you guys already know this, if you feel like, holy cow, I'm only going to spend a few minutes, so don't leave me, don't lose me. But I want to practice for some people that have not done it before or completely brand new. So remember, on a buy, we're going to go up 30 and down 90 for our take profit, and then for our stop loss, and then it's just going to be opposite on a sell. So on a sell, we're going to go down 30, and then we're going to go up 90. So now I'm going to do a couple kind of just real quick scenarios so you guys can kind of see how that works. So if we think it's going to be a buy, we want to click on this buy button. You guys can see that nice dotted yellow line that went straight across the screen. If you take your mouse and you hover over that dotted yellow line, you guys can kind of see how the little arrows go up and down. All you have to do is click and then drag. Look over here on the left part of the red dotted line. You can see how many pips. So you guys see that? It says 31 pips. So it's going to be about right in this area right here. So if I come back over here and click and drag this, you guys can kind of see right there where it says 30 pips. So we don't have to get it exactly. You want to get as close as you can. So 31 is really close. So we would let that drop. And then all you have to do is hover back over the yellow dotted line. Wait till the little arrows go up and down, and then click, and then you want to drag that down to 90 on a buy. And you can see that's really close. I got it to 89. So what this means is if the market comes up and pushes through the dotted line, if the market moves up and pushes through that dotted line, it will automatically pop you out and you will be a winner. If the market goes down and pushes through this dotted line, it would automatically pop you out right there and you would lose. And so for me, in the beginning, I think this is much easier for people to be able to just do the little click and drag scenario. One of the other things that I kind of teach for you guys that are newer in the beginning here is the only two tabs that I think are important right now in the trial or in the Lite process are going to be these bottom two tabs down here. So the first tab that says trade, you guys can see that we have an open active trade right over here underneath profit. You can see we're up 4 cents. I did this on the smallest scenario just because we're practicing, but you can see how that's kind of moving around as the market is live. If we were to click on the account history tab, this tab is going to show you all trades that you have taken that are now closed and over with. So if we come over here at any time, you guys can see this arrow on the very far right, that X underneath profit. If we were to click that X at any time, it's going to pop us out of the trade exactly where we are at. So if I click this X right there on the bottom right, it's going to close that trade right there. So now if I click down here on account history, you guys can see this trade that we just took, and we made a 6 cent profit just because we're practicing right now. So I want to take 15 seconds, and anybody have any questions? We got people following along. Does any of that not make sense? Anything on there? Anybody type in whatever you got? Let me know. All right. I have zero comments. So it looks like we're doing okay for right now. But just like I said, remember these first few minutes, I just wanted to try to go as basic as possible. For me, that's the easiest way to get into a trade when you guys are brand new. So let me erase these drawings. If we thought it was the right time to take a sell, Gerardo, I don't know. Gerardo, will you try to type that in again? I don't know what that meant. I'm sorry. Oren, as far as Y30 up and 90 down. Oh, okay. First time. So hopefully this helps you out. Oren, on a buy case, we're doing a 1-to-3 ratio right now. And the easiest scenario or the easiest thing that I kind of tell people is most everyone is brand new, especially to our indicators and to our strategies that we're teaching right now. We're trying to give you a little bit more room for error, as well as it's I think the easiest analogy is it's kind of like putting training wheels on right now. So we're giving you a little bit more room for error, a little bit more room for being able to make a mistake and still kind of be profitable. But we're really just trying to get you to kind of follow some rules, make sure that you have your take profit and your stop loss in there. And this will be one type of strategy, yeah. So the 2-chart trade that you guys would have watched in the Wednesday Lite, not the Wednesday Lite, underneath the Lite courses, so it's video number 6. That's one strategy, and then what we're going to be learning and working on tonight will be a second strategy for you guys. Perfect. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have any other questions right now. So we're going to keep cruising and kind of going from there. So if we thought it was going to be a sell, remember a sell is going to be, we would click on sell. We would want to drag down. So we're going to hover over it, make sure the little arrow is going up and down, click, drag down to 30. You guys can see it on the red line over there on the left side. Tells us right there. And all you have to do, I like to have mine out further, but if you wanted to click this zoom button, you can always zoom it in just a little bit. I like to pull mine out, but you could click on that magnifying glass and be able to zoom it in a little bit more. It'll make it easier. So now we can just click and drag up and we would go up to 90. So as far as the way you have your demo account CoinEx set up, everybody kind of likes it to look a little bit differently. I always like to pull it out a little bit, so I press this the minus magnifying glass, but you guys can zoom it in, and most of you guys are going to look like this in the very beginning. So it's much easier just to be able to click and drag and make sure you get your 30 and your 90. So real fast review, and then we'll move on. Remember, on a sell, you're going to click the sell button. That means you think the market is going to go down. You would drag down 30 and drag up 90. On a buy, you would click on the buy button, you would drag up 30 and down 90. And then at any point, if you don't like the trade, if you want to get out of it, if you did something wrong, whatever, at any point right there on the far right underneath profit, you could click on that X and it'll pop you out right there. So we're going to close this trade. There were the two kind of practice trades that we did. So if I click on account history, you guys can see those two practice, making sure that we've got the functions and the mechanics down. And now we're going to kind of cruise on to the next part. So if you guys already knew how to do that, thank you for patiently waiting for me. All right, so moving on. The first thing I want you guys to do is I want you guys to take a screenshot of these rules right here. And we're going to talk about it. So if you guys know how to take a screenshot of it. If you need me to email the rules to you, please type in your email, but you guys should all be able to throw in and take a screenshot of it. So if you need me to email these rules to you, let me know. I'll email them over. If not, just take a screenshot. And now we're gonna kind of cover it. So when you guys initially open up Green Chart, this is the screen that will always pop open. And this chart up here at the very top left where I put that square, this Lite 6 major is the chart that is going to automatically open up for you when you come to Green Chart. This is the chart that we are actually going to be working on as far as the strategy and what to be practicing and what the rules are, so on and so forth. So this chart should be the easiest as far as to find, because it's going to automatically open up for you every time. This chart is labeled Lite 6 major because it has 6 different currency pairs on there. You guys can see across the top, we've got, let me grab my pen back, sorry. Across the top, we've got Aussie US, Euro US, Pound US, US CAD, US franc, US yen. So this is the chart that's going to automatically open up. Now, some of you might not know how to find these currency pairs on CoinEx. So if you're on your broker screen, right up there at the very, very top left, you guys can see where it has this little tiny, it has a green plus sign right here, very top left. You guys see that? If we come over here, the green plus sign top left up there. So all you have to do is click onto that, and it's going to show you the very first 6 that open up are going to be these 6 that are on this chart. So if you don't have them already listed out for you on CoinEx, just click on this little green plus sign, and you can pull open any of these currency. The 6 that we're going to be looking at are going to be right here for you. Okay, any questions on any of this so far? We good so far? Yeah, I got nothing in there, so we're going to keep cruising. All right, so when we're on green chart, this is the chart that opens up, Lite 6 major. 6 different currency pairs: Aussie US, Euro US, Pound US, US CAD, US franc, US yen. Thanks, Juan. I appreciate that. Ben, thank you, sir. Gerardo, I will get that sent over to you on your email. So thank you. So this is the 6 currencies. This trade, this strategy is completely opposite, completely different, has nothing to do with the 2 chart trade. And I like to have you guys do this one because it gives you something completely separate to do. So if we come back over here to the rules, you guys can see up at the very top up here, I have named it the 55-minute trade or the thick orange trade. The reason why is when you guys come over to the Lite 6 major chart, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look for it at 55. Now, what I mean by at 55 is at 8:55 or whatever, 11:55. Whatever time, I want you to look at this Lite 6 major at 55 minutes, so 5 minutes before the hour. Please do not let the name fool you or confuse you. This trade is not a 55-minute long trade. I try to make it as simple as possible. So at 55, I want you guys to come over and look at this chart, look at the Lite 6 major. So 5 minutes before the new hour starts. At 5 minutes before the new hour starts, we are looking for one of 2 things. We are looking for it to be all zeros or a negative 100. Now we'll come over. I'll show you what that means. But this is the only thing you're looking for. So say it is 7:55 in the morning or 10:55 at night, and you go, oh crap, I need to come over here and look at my Lite 6 major chart. All you have to do is this number in the orange box. That's it. This is the first thing we're looking for. You guys can see this number right here. Okay, look at that. We actually have one that is set up. Now, obviously it's only 24, so it's not at 55 when we would want to look for it. But if we saw that right now, we would want to make sure we came back and looked at 5 minutes before the hour. So at 5 minutes before the hour, we are looking for a zeros or a box that has a negative 100 in it. If it has one of those 2 things, we're going to come back over. Oh, dang it. I got my pen. Sorry. We're going to come back over to here. The next thing. So if it's at zeros or negative 100 at 55, right here, you guys can see we want that current hour. So we want it to go 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. We want the hour to end, and then we look at the next hour. But we want it to end. We want to make sure that it ends at zeros or negative 100. That's the first part of the rule. So if it ends at 0 or negative 100, when the next hour starts, there is 3 things that you need to check mark. So this is at 55, we need it to be here and we want it to end. So now we're over here. We want it to end. When the next hour starts, if it's at zeros, we are looking for the thick orange line to go down. We're looking for the number to go past -8. And then we are looking for the pressure to either be down or sideways. I'll show you guys this in just a second, but I wanted to just say it out loud with us at all. So when the new hour starts, if it ended at 0, we're looking for 1, 2, and then 3 things to happen. 1, we need the thick orange line to go down. 2, we need the number to go past -8. And 3, we need the pressure line to either be down or sideways. So you guys can see kind of on here, don't take a trade against the pressure. So if you are looking for a sell, make sure the pressure is sideways or down. Good on that so far. Please, if I didn't say, I do this lesson all the time. I say some things differently. So if I have not made it clear, please, please, please type it in for me. Okay, so now if, so that would be for a sell. Hopefully you guys see that, right? So it's on this line right here. So on, if it is at 0, look for the thick orange line to go down and the number to go past -8. That would be a sell. And then make sure you don't take it against the pressure. Thanks, John. Make sure you don't take it against the pressure. Okay, so now let's write out the next one. So we're kind of doing it together. If it's at -100 when the hour ends, right? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Sorry, try to do that faster. If it's at -100 when the hour ends, when the next hour starts, remember we got 1, 2, 3 that we're looking for. The first thing is we need the number to go past -92. So we want it to go to like 91, 90, 85, whatever. So we need the number to go past -92. We need the thick orange line to go up. And then we need the pressure to either be heading up or sideways. Hopefully by drawing it out like this, it kind of makes it a little bit easier. We have a bunch of time on here, so we're going to go back and look at some scenarios, how it happened, so that way you guys can see, make sure that visually it's kind of making sense, because I want us to be comfortable enough by the time this is over to either re-watch, the part that you didn't understand, because the recording will be in the back office underneath the library session or section. If you click on library, click on Wednesday Lite meeting, the recording will be back there. But I really want you guys to get comfortable enough so on your own, you guys can be practicing not only the 2-chart trade, but then adding in this, 55-minute / thick orange trade. Okay, so if it's a -100, the first thing we got 1, 2, 3. So we want -92 at least. We want thick orange line to go up, and then we want the pressure to either be up or sideways. Okay, good on that. Any questions either way? Oren, so Oren asked, can you apply this strategy for any time waiting 5 minutes and checking the same indication? No, so this one's actually been back tested to be a top of the hour trade. If you guys were to move past the trial and you actually get into the one-on-one coaching, there's a bunch of different strategies where we're going to be using smaller time frames that you're going to kind of incorporate some of this in to that. But as far as for tonight and what we're teaching and learning tonight, this really is a top of the hour trade, which is why we don't tell you to even look at it until 5 minutes before the new hour. Okay, good. Thanks, Juan. The other thing is, what I like to tell people, so if we have a clock right here, right? So you're going to look at it at this time right here at 55, and then we're going to wait until the top of the hour at 0. And then we're looking for these 3 things to happen, right? We want it to move 8 digits. We want the thick orange line to either be headed up or down based off of the number. And then we want the pressure to either be sideways or going our direction. All of these things should happen within the first 5 minutes. If it does not happen during this time right here, the first 5 minutes, let it go, and go back and work on the 2-chart trade. So I have a question. How do we install the indicator? Are you talking about green charts? Are you talking about this this screen right here? Okay. So on that one, if you don't have it installed yet, are you completely brand new, or did it get erased or uninstalled? Either way, write down this number and talk. Oh, brand new. Okay. So if you're completely brand new, you should have an appointment. Somebody should be reaching out to get you set up. But you can always call 800-301-7482, and that'll get you right here to the office, and they can help you out with that.
Are you
Is that
in?
okay? Is it? And is it Taufik? I don't know if I said that correctly, but either way, so you can call that number 800-301-7482, and then if not, whoever you're working with right now as well, they can help you get set up. But you can always call that number; they can help you right away. Also, I guess that's good for anybody. So if you guys are having any kind of technical issues, or something's not working right correctly, or you don't know how to open something up, that number is good for anybody, any of you guys on here to use, but especially for that one question if they didn't have the indicator set up yet. Okay, good. So remember, I want to talk about this one more time. So this is a 55 minute. So at 55, we're going to look at it. If we have 0 to 100, we want to wait until we get to the top of the hour, so 0. And then within the next 5 minutes, so between 0 to 5, we want to make sure those 3 things happen. If those 3 things happen, take the trade. If they do not happen, just move on. I promise you, no trade is worth more than a losing trade. You don't have to be the brightest bulb to understand no trade is always going to make you more money than a losing trade. So if it's not there, don't push it. Just move on. Go back to the 2-chart strategy and work off of there. Okay. Any other questions so far? I want to do some back tests. I want you guys to be able to see this. Any other questions before we do that? Okay, I think we're good. I don't see anything, so we're going to keep cruising. Let me erase this screen for us. Get back my normal pointer. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this back to wherever. You guys can see I'm just dragging this so you guys know that I don't have this memorized, and we're going to go to right here. Okay, so I took it back to September 17th. If you guys think I have September 17th memorized, and I'm trying to pull the wool over your eyes, and we're going to go to here. We're going to go to October 6th, and I don't have that one memorized, but we're going to come back. Let's go to November 22nd. Okay, hope you guys see this is completely random. I hope we lose. I hope we win, so you guys can kind of see how this works. And we're just going to go hour by hour until I see a negative 100 or a 0. So we're looking right here. I see nothing, right? 54, 62, 58, 66, 33, 50. We got nothing on any of these. Okay, so let's move forward an hour. There we go. Okay, so I have right there the US CAD. We've got negative 100. You guys see that with me? So on a negative 100, what do we want to happen when the next hour starts? There's 3 things. Somebody be froggy and type in the 3 things we want to happen when the next hour starts. I got a real shiny gold virtual gold star for whoever gets this one right. So if it's at negative 100, we want it to do 3 things. Ben, you're the winner. You are the winner. Good work. Okay. So yeah, so we've got some good answers typed in here. So I'm going to read Ben's, and then we'll kind of talk about it. So Ben said it needs to go past negative 92. Thick orange line needs to go up, and then the pressure needs to be up or sideways. Okay, perfect. Good work. William, good job. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's move it forward 1, and then we're going to talk about the one there's only one scenario. So actually, before I move this forward, let me tell this for real quick. So when it's at negative 100, we're watching that thick orange line, and what that means is that move is either exhausted or it's almost exhausted. So when we get to that negative 100, we know it's only going to do one of two things. So the one scenario that could happen is it could stay at negative 100, and then the thick orange line could go flat. If that's the one scenario that happens, we can make sure that we just come back the next hour. We'll talk about that when we see it on one of these. But all right, let's see. Let's move it forward one. Yeah, all right, it did it on that one. Okay, so you guys can see it stayed at negative 100, and then that thick orange line went flat. So all we would do is just wait until the next hour started and see what happens. But look over here to the far left. What happened over here? All right, who wants to try to type this one in real quick while we're all learning together? So if it's at negative, or excuse me, if it's at 0, what are the 3 things we want it to happen? Ben, you get 2. I got 2 gold stars for you. Okay, so we want it to go past negative 8. We want the thick orange line to go down, and then we want the proprietary to be down or sideways. Okay, remember, I have all of these notes here. If you guys didn't get a chance to, and you want to take a screenshot, here it is real fast for you. One more time, because this is exactly what we're teaching and what we're learning. These are all the notes, so there's nothing else that you got to kind of learn. Okay, so let's come back over here. Let's look at the first one over here. Let's watch this one first, and then we'll come over and watch this one. Okay, so we're going to watch the Aussie US. Let's see what happens. Look at that. Okay, so what did it do? So the thick orange line went down. Right there, you guys can see the number went past, and we've got one pressure line down, one pressure line up. So in my opinion, that would be sideways. Pam said, where is the negative 8? So Pam, it just has to go past negative 8. So you can see up here, it went to negative 17, which is good. So on the notes, if you guys look here, when you took the screenshot, if it's at 0, we want the thick orange line to go down, and we want the number to go past negative 8. So if I come back over to our indicators, you can see it went to negative 17. Good on that, Pam? Does that make sense for you? Okay, so we would have taken a sell on that, correct? Right? So if it's at 0, it goes down at least 8 digits, so it goes past negative 8, and the thick orange line goes down, and our pressure is either sideways or down, we would take a sell. And you guys can kind of see right here. So if we went from the top of the green candle, where the body is, that means that's where the hour ended, to the bottom of the red wick down there. So over the course of that hour, hopefully you guys can see that on your screen. It's not too little for you. It went 132 points. How many points are we trying to get? Remember, our take profit is going to be at 30. Good job, Shannon. So it's going to be at 30. So if we're trying to get 30 and it went 132 during that hour, we would have for sure won, correct? All right. Oren, the pressure is the bottom box down here. So the indicators, John, that's a good question. So remember, so we're looking at the 5 minutes before the hour, we're just looking for a 0 or negative 100. When the new hour starts, it should happen within the first 5 minutes that the digits go at least 8. So if it's at 0, we want it to go past negative 8. Or if it's at negative 100, we want it to go past negative 92. The thick orange line will move, and the pressure line needs to be either sideways or in your direction. So that'll happen with it. If that should happen within the first 5 minutes. If it doesn't happen within those 5 minutes, let it go. But you're kind of saying within the 10-minute window. So the first 5 minutes, we're kind of just waiting. When the new hour starts, then we're looking for those next 3 things to happen within the first 5. What I'm showing you guys is it would have happened, and then we had that nice movement right there during the hour. We would have taken that trade, and you guys would have been profitable. Oren, so to come back to your question, sorry, the indicators are split up in 3 different sections. So you guys can kind of see the top section is up here. The middle section is right there. And then the bottom section is going to be down here. So this is going to be the pressure. This is going to be your major and minors. This top section is what they call the TNT. And you guys can kind of learn more about that in the Lite course videos. So there's the 6 Lite course videos. You guys can learn more about it, but that's how it's kind of split up in. Top section is the TNT, middle section is the major minors, bottom section is the pressure. Okay, let's erase that and let's grab our pen back. Actually, remember we had a negative 100 as well, right? So on this US CAD, that was the one that went flat. So let's look what happened on the next hour on the US CAD. There you go. Look at that. So did it do all what we wanted? Did the thick orange line go up? Yes, it did. Did the number go past 92? Yes, it did. Is the pressure sideways or up? You got one sideways, you got one up. So I would definitely say yes. So we need that to go how many? What is our take profit and our stop loss? Take profit is how much? 30. Stop loss is 90. So let's see what would have happened there. So I grab my tool. So from here to the top, it went 143 points. We only need to get 30 points. So we would have won. The most it would have went against us is 46 points. We set our stop loss at 90. So we would have for sure won that trade. So we are 2 for 2. Have I lost anybody yet? Please, please, please type in, because I promise if you have the question, somebody else does. All right, let me erase that. Get rid of that. Get rid of these. So, John, this is not a stupid question, so I don't want you to feel that. Joni, I'll answer that in 1 second. So, John said, this is my first time. Why do we have 2 pressure lines? So, the pressure lines themselves, red is going to be more of a selling pressure. Green is going to be more of a buying pressure, and they work together. So as you guys continue to learn more, you're gonna understand which one is more important as far as on top or bottom, if they are close together or further apart. You guys are gonna learn that. So for right now, Oren, I would just say for this strategy, you only worry about if they're going your direction as far as what you're looking for. I would not worry about the colors right now when you're brand new. Joni, so yeah, I did say past 90, right? So when we're looking at that, we are only trying to get 30 for our take profit, and our stop loss would have been 90. But this was a buy, so it would have went way past. So it went all the way up here into the 140 range, but we're only trying to get 30. It would have only gone against us at the most in that 40 point range. So we would have won. So if that thing would have went all the way down here, hopefully you guys can see me moving this. If it would have went all the way down here to like 133, then I would have had to go. I don't know if we would have won that or not based off of which direction it went. but for sure, we know we would have won that trade because it didn't go anywhere close to our 90 point stop loss, and it went way past our 30-point take profit. All right, let me read this real quick.
On a strategy to where you kind of follow this orange line, and the orange line.
I don't know how you got in.
You got to scale from 0 to 100.
Okay.
So if you're following that line and it gets all the way to 0.
I don't know how that. I don't know how that person was talking. Sorry, guys. I got him on mute though. I don't know how we were hearing that. Okay, it did sound like they were trying to say it out loud, so that was good. So does 30 pips equal 30 points or 3 pips? I know it's covered in the video. I was a little confused when looking at Euro US versus US Yen because Euro US has more behind the decimal. Is it just the second number? Shannon, that is an awesome question, and I know you're not the only one. So we're going to use this because it's going to be easier for me here, there, and let me grab a bright color while we're talking about this. So on the broker screen, you guys can see run Euro US. Over here to the very far right, I put this box in here. So the broker does everything in micro pips, which is equal to points. So when we say go 30, what we're really saying is we want you to go 30 points or 30 micro pips. That's what we're saying there. Now, nobody, I promise you, nobody in the world of Forex talks in points or micro pips. We all talk in pips. I try not, I don't want to confuse anybody on here that is newer, but if we're going for 30 points and 90 for our stop loss, what we're really saying is we're going for 3 pips and we're having a 9 pip stop loss. But because on CoinX, when you click and drag, right? So if I click the buy button and I drag this up, you guys can see over here on the left that it actually just says pips. Those are really micro pips. So when we're saying drag it up to whatever, let's drop it there. What that really means is that's 34 points, 34 micro pips, or that would be 3.4 pips. Hopefully that you guys follow along there. So you guys just need to remember right now in the beginning, 30 or 90. That's it. Just click and drag 30 or 90. As you're working with whoever's kind of helping you during your trial, they'll know exactly what you're talking about, but you guys just need to remember 30 or 90, and that really is 3 or 9. Good. Did that, Shannon, was that good? You got that? Okay, perfect. All right, let's come back over here. Just because we won these first 2, I still don't want you guys to think I have this thing memorized. So now we're going to drag it over to there. Let's go to October 30th. Let's go find some. Oh, look at that. We drug it right to there. So Aussie US is at 0. Thank you, Ben. Aussie US is at 0. So we're looking for 3 things, right? We want the thick orange line to go down. We want the number to at least go past -8. We want the pressure lines to be either down or sideways. So let's see what happens. We're going to move this forward 1. Bingo. All right. So we got good and bad, right? Look at this. Oh, I got to get a different color. So how's our pressure? Pressure looks good, right? Pressure's down. How is our thick orange line? Is that good? Down. Why would I not take this trade? Somebody type it in. Good. Good job, Shannon. Good, Oren. Yeah. So it's only at 5 up there. It didn't go past. Ben, perfect. Yeah, so it didn't go past. So just because 2 out of 3 is good, that doesn't mean we take the trade. So we would just let that one go. All right, let's see. Clear that, grab my arrow. Look at this, Euro US, we're at 0. And we got US franc over here. So let's put a little marker on both of those. So we're gonna look for this one, and we're gonna look for this one. So let's do the Euro US first. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that one looks good, right? So what happened? Thick orange line went down. The number went way past -8, and the pressure is going down. You guys can see on there how big that movement was. Good on there. Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure we would have won. Yeah, so the most it would have went against us would have been 32 points, 31 roughly. And then for us during that hour, it went 37, or that was not right on. 34. So did it go past 30? Would we have won? Yeah, so we are 3 for 3 so far. Remember the other X over here, we were looking at this USD franc, USD Swiss franc. Why did we not take this one? Look at, here was our X. Remember, it was at 0. It didn't stay. Yep, Shannon, it didn't go past 92, but look what else happened. Thick orange line went flat. So this is one of the easiest strategies that you can do to pick up 3 pips or 30 points quick and easy. Some of the people that I know trade with us, we have a few different top of the hour strategies. And so when they'll tell their friends or they tell people what they do and they say, oh, I only trade for 15, 20 minutes a day, what that means is they're at their office, they're working, they're doing whatever, but they have a little timer or they have a little alarm on their phone. So at 55, they know they just come over here and look and they see, is there a 0 or a 100? If there is, wait 5 minutes, place the trade, and then go back to doing what you're doing. So that's one of the things I love about trading, is you can do it around whatever you're doing. For me, I trade for 2 hours because I do so much coaching. A lot of you guys don't know I actually coach basketball as well. So I'm either coaching basketball or I'm teaching Forex. So I cannot be sitting in front of my computer trading all day. So I trade for my 2 hours on my own, and then I go to teaching, whether it's teaching students or whatever. For other people that have normal jobs or are able to look at their computer every 55 minutes, you have it on a screen, this is a really good one to just kind of have in your back pocket. Perfect. Okay, so let's see here. Let's try to do maybe a couple more. Let's move this forward. Oh, here we go. Okay, Euro US is at -100. Real quick, we needed to go past -92. We need the thick orange line to go up, and we need pressure lines to be either sideways or up. Let's see. Okay, so thick orange line went up. That's good. The number went past. Why would we have not taken this trade? So we got 2 so far. Look at this. What direction are these guys going? They're still going down. They are not sideways. Yeah, good job, guys. They are not sideways. Those guys are both in it down, so we would let it pass. Remember, no trade is worth more than a losing trade. All right, let's see. Let's find one more. Nothing. There we go. Aussie. So we're at 0. We want the thick orange line to go down. We want the number to go past -8, and we want the pressure to be down or sideways. Let's see. Okay, thick orange line went down. Number went past -8. Pressure is down. Let's see if we would have won. So we would go from the bottom here to the bottom of there. You guys can see that it says 76. We're trying to get 30. It did not go against us at all. So we would have won that trade. So this is an easy strategy that you guys can kind of put in your back pocket especially in the beginning. One of the analogies that I like to use is trading right now. You guys are learning a new market. You're learning new indicators. You're learning new strategies. You're learning new take profits and stop losses. And then on the indicators, you know, there's a TNT and then the major minor and then the pressure. And then you've probably seen, oh, let's go look. Yeah, good question. Yeah. So this is one, oh, you probably won't take it though. Why wouldn't you take that, Shannon? We're live again. Look at what the bad thing you got. Yeah, look at the pressure. So Shannon said, was the Aussie US at 0? And yeah, it was. Remember a while ago when we were looking. So we're at 0. So when the next hour starts, we would look for that thick orange line to go down. We would want that number to go past -8. But look how hard up this guy is right there. Statistically, that's not going to happen. You guys can all watch it once we end the webinar, but chances are that's not going to be a good trade. This one might be a good one at the end of next hour, the US CAD. So if you guys are looking, you know, again at the next 55, you might want to watch that one. That one's getting close, but chances are that Aussie US is not working. Okay, real fast, back to that analogy. So you've got all of these different strategies, different market, blah, 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 everything else. I always tell everybody that I'm working with, the idea of the trial, the idea of getting on these webinars and learning all this is, it's like we have a big old pile of bricks in front of us, right? We all know what a brick wall looks like, but in order to build that brick wall, we have to do what? We have to do it brick by brick. So it's the same idea with trading. I'm going to end. I have no other strategies. I'm going to give you a quick story really quick. The idea with trading for me, I do a lot of sports stuff, so I use a lot of sports analogies. Right now is this takes time, effort, and discipline. That's it. Anybody, any background, any degree or no degree, anybody can learn how to do this as long as you're willing to put time, effort, and discipline into it. I promise you it is worth it if you are willing to do that. If you think having indicators on your phone and you want to go out to a restaurant, you're not really paying attention, but you think you see a good trade and then you take it, it's probably not going to work out. So if you're willing to put the time, effort, and discipline into it, I would tell anybody that you can do this. Other than that, for me, it's been the best thing that's happened. I hope you guys felt like that was beneficial. I only had one email that was sent to me as far as to get that over to you guys as far as those notes. So I take it everybody else was able to do a screenshot on it. I do have to play this disclaimer one more time. If you want to re-watch it, if you missed anything, it will be in the back office underneath library, underneath library, underneath Wednesday Lite meeting, and then you can go ahead and watch the replay of it. So Pam, I will answer yours privately for you. Other than that, thanks guys. How do I get to you, Pam? There we go. Sorry guys. Okay, Pam, did you get that? Okay, perfect. All right, guys, I got to play this one more time. Hope you guys liked it. Have a good night. Where do I go to get seminars? So in the back office, so when you guys log in here, okay, back office right here underneath library. you guys will see the LIT webinar. Those guys are recorded. That is in there for you. You guys can click on that. That's where we do the live tradings in the morning or the evening, excuse me, live trading. You guys can see that they're all on here. So those are in the back office. For the classes like this one, you would click on library, click on Wednesday Lite meeting, and then they're going to be right here. So as soon as this one is done, it will be uploaded. It'll be right here in front of this. And then you guys missed out on what tag? Patrick, I don't know if I understand that question. For the green chart, the Lite 6 major, that one right there. Oh heck. I'll have to find that out, or you can just shoot me a text tomorrow. You got my number. Shoot me a text tomorrow. I'll get it figured out for you. I cannot remember the name of that one, but it should be on this Lite 6 major chart for you. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thanks, guys. All right, I got to play this one more time, and then we're out of here. So, nope, that's not it. Here. All right, here we go.
Regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange and futures trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.